Greetings, Warrior fans. I'm Sports Information Director Mike Stetson, joined today by head Warrior football coach Will Finley. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, anytime.
Want to take a few minutes to talk about the Warrior football team. They're kicking off the season this Saturday. They play at Mayville State. 9-game season, all conference contests. The home opener will be 2 weeks from this weekend, the 26th of September. Be sure to come out to Waldorf Field for that. Want to remind you, fans, spectators are allowed at the games, but we ask that you do wear masks. For football outdoors, masks will be required. If you show up to the field without a mask, you will not be allowed in the game. So wear your mask, come on out and cheer the Warriors on to victory. Coach, let's start off with the easy question. How does it feel to be back on the field, hitting each other and seeing the guys out there and doing what's normal?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great to finally get everyone back. And kind of a long wait, it felt like, but I think once you walk across that white line, it just feels normal. And our guys are excited to be here, and it's game week. It's game week, and we leave tomorrow morning, so we're excited to get going.
130 guys on this roster, huge team. I mean, that's a lot of work by you and the staff. How proud are you guys of the work you guys put in to put this team together?
Very proud. I mean, it all comes back to the foundation that Coach Littrell laid, and the staff working hard in the off season and recruiting and retaining players. I mean, it's an all staff deal.
You mentioned Coach Littrell. He's now down at Texas at the high school that he came from originally.
Yep.
And you get to be the head man, your first head coaching job. How exciting is it? We're about 36 hours away from your first kickoff as a head coach. How excited are you about that?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see our guys play more than anything. And I actually just called Coach Littrell not too long ago, and he said, just try to enjoy it, And no, I can't wait to see our guys play. They're ready. I felt last Thursday at the end of practice, I looked Coach Henry in the eye and said, we're ready. And I can't wait to see him play.
Obviously, expectations are going to be high. This team has been very good the last few years. From last year's team, who's back that has those expectations high? Who do you think are impact returners?
Yeah, we have Zach Throwing on the offensive line, Peter Neal, Max Drevenstedt, guys that, played on the O-line. We got Tino Martinez, Sam Huntley coming back, all-time leading reception wide receiver here. Some guys on defense, Thomas Edwards, Keon Hodges, McCoy Yakel, James Jackson. So all those guys, I mean, they know what it takes. And we try to talk about being 1-0 and not worrying about too much else, but getting better every day and go up there and execute.
You also you left out Ryan Martinez. I know the All-American back. Martinez and Huntley, they're going to be competing all year long for career totals and receptions and receiving yards. That's got to be nice to have a couple of guys that are impact players like that. And then you talk to Yakel, he's going to be probably catching the interception record here sometime soon. Or it could be James Jackson, who's only a sophomore. A lot of guys back. And then the offensive line, you mentioned that. How nice is it to have veterans returning on the offensive line? Because I know that's kind of where it all starts.
Yeah, that's huge. And Coach Rourke does an amazing job getting those guys to play together. I think always those 5 guys, no matter the talent level, they play together. And we do have talent, but no matter the talent level, they play together, you have a shot. And I'm excited, having Tino back, or I say Tino, but Ryan Martinez, and just a good group of guys that believe in what we're doing here. And I mean, we're lucky to have these guys here.
I noticed putting together the roster and everything. 10 quarterbacks on the roster that you've got listed.
Yep.
And you're a defensive coach. How did you go out and get so many quarterbacks?
Yeah, it just happened to be, sometimes you bring in the best athlete, and in high school they put the best athlete at quarterback. And, you might find those guys in the spring or even later this fall in another position. And, but we like the talent level we have and see kind of how things move forward there.
Kind of a lead-in, kind of a setup question, because obviously quarterback is going to be a place where either a newcomer or one of the guys from JV with Luke Johnson and Tyler O'Hara is going to have to step in and fill the shoes of a two-time All-American. Who's going to be an impact newcomer? And I guess we'll start with quarterback. Who do you think, or do you have one penciled in yet?
Yeah, well, it's been a kind of a battle through camp. We brought in Talon Alexander, at semester in January. He's from here in Iowa, was at Ellsworth, went to UNI. Tyler O'Hara, who's on the roster, battling it out. Logan Jonke has been thrown in that mix, and then Luke Johnson, coming on strong here late. But Talon's going to get the nod this weekend.
Who else of the newcomers do you think is going to be impact? I know there's obviously it's a big team out there, so there's lots of opportunities for newcomers.
Right. Specifically a wide receiver, Dominic Watt. He was at Garden City. He's a really good wide receiver. Great hands, fun to be around, punt returner. And I have big hopes for him offensively.
Talk about your defense. Obviously that's where you focus when the ball is snapped. So
right.
Who are the newcomers on defense that are going to be filling big roles? Because obviously you lost the defensive player of the year. You lose the guy like Newsome, who was career interception guy, and defensive line and linebackers. There's a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think up front, DeQuan McCobb, he's a transfer, and he's going to play nose guard for us, and voted captain by his teammates, by our peers, and I think he's going to be a lot to handle in the middle week to week. At linebacker, we got Drew Buckholt's going to step in, and we look for him to fill more shoes this year. Austin Steele and Wayne Parrish brings a lot of hope and promise, coming in January. At corner, we got a slew of guys with James is kind of leading the way, but some guys that have been here and some newcomers there too. So I think the guys are preparing every day to get better, and I think that's what we can ask of them.
What do you see as the strengths of this team? I know last year the defense was very good, gave the offense time to gel, and then the offense clicked, and everything was firing on all cylinders most of the season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Our guys just love to play football, and I think kind of like you alluded to, it's going to be hard to know what it looks like till we line up and go against someone else. Kind of get the butterflies out of your stomach, and emotions will be high, and we'll just I think we should be strong in all three phases. We make a huge emphasis on special teams, and I talked about him last night on the coaches show, but Slater Gifford, our kicker, we put a lot of trust in him, and the staff puts a lot of time in special teams. So I think we want to be strong in all three phases.
Talk a little bit about the season. Obviously a unique situation, 9 games, all conference games. So it's like every week is a battle for first place. You got to be on your game every weekend.
Yep.
Is this a good thing, or is it creating more of a challenge for you guys?
I think it's any season's a challenge, but I think even more when you play teams twice, and they just have a better feel for who you are. And I've always said this since I started coaching: it's hard to beat a good team twice, and when you got to line up and play everyone twice. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I think the conference did a really good job of setting that up, and they were the leadership in that area, and said, hey, we're going to lock in these 9 games so we don't lose any with non-conference. And so I'm glad they did it that way, but it's going to be challenging.
You guys were picked 3rd by the coaches. Where does this team stack up, having not seen anybody, but knowing a little bit of what they have back and what you guys have back?
Oh, man, I don't know. We'll see. I have high hopes for our guys. And we talk about becoming a champion and what it takes to get there. And as long as we continue to get better every week, the sky's the limit for our players. But we just, again, focus back to being 1-0.
Go back to the new head coach thing and Saturday. How exciting is that moment? And have you thought about it? Is it going to be a lot of butterflies, or do you think it's just going to be a regular game day kind of experience for you?
Yeah, I always get like this tight feeling right at the top of my stomach on game day, and so I'm sure it'll be back and maybe even bigger than ever. But I'm gonna, just like Coach told me today, just smile and enjoy it and kind of soak it in a little bit and not get too caught up in everything else, and enjoy it with our players.
I appreciate it, Coach. Want to remind you fans to watch the game online. We'll have a link to the live video on the WaldorfWarriors.com website. Also want to remind you fans, once again, September 26th, come on out to Bullstorf Field, the home opener. Wear your mask and come on and cheer these guys on to victory. Hopefully they'll be rolling in 2-0 at that point and ready to go to 3-0. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.